Guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than normal. We're going to be tinting the windows on the caddy. This isn't a tutorial, I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it, whether it goes right, whether it goes wrong. We're going to see. But you could use this as a tutorial if it goes right. I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to do it so you can maybe take some advice from myself and take that into consideration and try it yourself. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Let's get into the video. So guys, we're going to start off with the passenger window. So we're going to have to take the inner door card off. On the caddy, you take this handle off. It's just literally clipped on. You're going to have to get a pry tool under there. You're going to be able to do it with your hand. But this little trim comes off. There's 2 bolts in there. And there's a couple bolts on the bottom, under here. Same sort of thing on any car really. Sometimes they have a bolt in the handle. Sometimes they have a bolt here on the door card. You're just going to have to look round and then it'll be clips. You pull it off. If it's being a little bit of a struggle, just make sure to have another look because you might be missing a bolt. I'm going to get that off. So let's get that off in 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. These are where the bolts go that I was talking about in the handle. 2 there. And then there's 1 there at the bottom of the door card and another there. You want to take the switch out of the door card. The ignition's not on, so it's not going to work, but you need to take the switch out of the door card because you're going to be able to roll the window down. You see through here on my caddy, I've got 2 holes here that did have grommets on them. I've took them off so I can show you. You're going to have to lower the window down until you can see the bolts that hold the glass in, because I'm going to take the windows out to do this caddy. To do this window, sorry. I'm going to take the window out to tint it. Just a bit easier than doing it in. So I'm going to show you the door card now where the bolts are so you have a rough idea. We go from there. So coming around to the back now, here's the door card. Bolt there, and there's 2 there. So that's all you want to do. You want to take that off and then we can get the window out. I'll show you how we get the window out now. So guys, we've got the ignition on now. Now you can see we can roll the window down until you see in there. Go up a little bit. They're the bolts I'm talking about. So we're just going to loosen them off. You don't need to take them all the way out. Just loosen them off and we'll be able to pull the glass out. Guys, to make your life a little bit easier, you want to take this weather strip out. It's just going to give you a little bit more gap between the door, but the outer and inner door skins. It's going to give you a little bit more gap to wiggle the window out. If you have got window deflectors, which I have, you want to take them out as well. It gives you a little bit more room, and we'll be able to pull the window out. You sort of need to put it out at an angle, and then it'll come out and it just missed the top frame of the door. So nice and easy. Guys, as you can see, we've got the glass out now. We do need to give it a good clean, and I will say, if you go into any old shop and get yourself one of these, this is very good for cleaning glass and stuff like that. All you need is a bit of soapy water or a bit of glass cleaner, and it's good for scrubbing it. We're going to clean it, get all rid of this. You want to sort of acknowledge where this line is, because you want to put your tint just under it. So you want your tint about there. You don't want it interfering with this is where obviously your window sort of crimps. But this dirty line is where the weather strip is. So you want to clean that off and you want to remember where it is. So mine is literally about just at the corner, so I'm going to place my tint about here. The same again on the other side, near enough at the corner, and my tint's going to end up here. So I'm going to get this window clean now, and then I'll show you how to lay the tint. So guys, we're going to just start by cleaning the window like I said. Spray some glass cleaner on it. I'm using this elbow grease glass cleaner. I just got it from my local shop. And a rag. I'm not going to use my scrubbing pad just yet because I want to get most of the dirt off before I use my scrubbing pad, because I want to sort of keep that clean. So as you can see, this was a clean rag before. There's a lot of build up. So we're just going to get the majority off. This is like quite a crucial step. You need to make sure the glass is clean. Otherwise you'll trap all that dirt under your tint. So when doing tint, you actually start off with the top. Basically what you do is roll your tint over and you get your heat gun, you shrink it so there's no bubbles. You're going to cut your line here and cut a rough line around the outside. Don't have to be spot on because you're going to run a file over the edge, or you could run a knife over the edge just to get it so it's crisp around the edge. And then we're going to flip it over, give it another clean, and then roll our tint over. So I'm going to get my scrubbing pad now. As you can see, I've got a couple of scratches in this window. Really, I need a new window, but it's going to be fine for now. I'm going to get my scrubbing pad now, give it another spray with a glass cleaner, give it a good scrub, dry it off with another microfiber. I'm not going to use this one, I'm going to get a clean one. And then I'll get the tint, we'll roll it out, give it a rough cut round, and then start shrinking it. So yeah, let's get into that. So this is the scrubbing pad that I was showing you. It's got sort of like a hard abrasive side on one side and soft, just normal microfiber, but it's spongy. It's good for cleaning. I'm going to just do a light mist. You don't need to go too heavy with the glass cleaner, and literally just give that a good scrub. Just to get all the bits off, and then you can just flip it over on the soft side. Just give it a final wipe. So I'm going to get the tint now. I'm going to roll it out and start shrinking it. I've got here a little spray bottle, and all it's got inside is literally just water and a bit of Fairy Up liquid. You want literally the smallest of drop, like smaller than a pea size of Fairy Up liquid. You're just going to spray over the glass. It's going to take a while because I'm going to just put it in there, pump it through, spray it over the glass. And what I've got here is a little squeegee. I'm just going to go over and squeegee out all that water. Because when you're using a microfiber, obviously you do get little fibres. You don't really want any of that. It's not really that much of a big deal on this side because this, obviously the tin isn't actually going to be on this side, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm going to put the squeegee away. We're going to get another little mist soak with water on the glass, and then we're going to get our tint out. And we're also going to get a little Stanley blade. This one just flips out. We're not going to need that right this second. So on this tint, on tint in general, it's got obviously the tinted film, and it's got also a clear film over the sticker. It's normally in the way that you roll it out like this, but you can check a corner. I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. You want to lay your tint on the glass, then get your Stanley knife, pull it out and just cut the tint. So that's that for now. I'm going to put our tin back in our tube because you don't really want your tin getting dirty in the process of moving around and stuff. You can already see. So we're going to just pull our tin as tight as we can. And just get our squeegee right here and just literally just a line in the middle, getting all the air bubbles out the middle. We're going to focus on the top and the bottom in a second. For the minute, you just want to come into the middle and get our bubbles out the middle. and just come around the side. I've got a little sand chip there, so it's fine. Just being real gentle. We're literally just pushing, not pushing hard at all, just trying to push the water out from underneath, not all of it, we still want it a little bit wet under there. And then that's going to show us, one, where our outline is, and two, where our points are. So we're going to get our blade again, and we're just going to go around the outside of the window. You want to leave yourself a little bit of a gap to play with. Just being careful that you don't cut yourself as well. So I've done that, and yes, it hurts. And come down here. This don't have to be a clean cut, it's just rough. Get yourself round. You can place one finger on the actual glass and one on your knife just to guide yourself. And then you're going to take all the excess tint out of the way. And then we're going to get the heat gun out. We're going to get the heat gun out now. Work on just forming our film to the glass, and then we can go from there. So guys, when you get to this point, you sort of want to go around the edge with a little file, because this is how you're going to get the best sort of finish. You want to keep it nice and even with the file. Working from the top and then coming around the side. Go around with the heat gun. Working in sections just to make sure the tint is definitely suited. And then just once more, just to be sure. A few rags just to lay over where the glass is going to meet with the prep bench. It's actually a panel bench. just so when I flip it round our corners aren't touching the foam. I'm just touching something. 1, clean, and 2. Sort of soft, and then we're just going to get nice and soft end. Just going to give the panel a light spray, and then very, very gently, because you've only just laid this tint, just give it a little wipe. And wiping, when you come to the corners, you're wiping out, you're not wiping in. And then on the inside, just giving it a proper. Exactly why you don't wipe in. Just told you what not to do, and I've done exactly what I said. So that is a prime example of what would happen if you wiped in. Yes, the tint will seep back nice, because obviously you've already heated it up, etc. But you just want to give it a wipe, just avoiding the outside really. So guys, I've just flipped the window over now. I'm just going to clean this side, it's a little bit dusty. Clean this side and then just run over it with the blowtorch, just to make the glue on the tint stick to the window. Just heat it up a little bit, and then when it cools down it'll stick. And then that's about it, and then I'll catch you when I'm putting it back in the van. And yeah. And guys, for these ones, it's the same sort of process. I've just cleaned it, laid the tint on it, cut round, but on these ones a bit different. You've got the little dots. You need to make sure you're cutting above the dots. Just going to peel the film off, spray the inside, lay it in and squeegee it out. Same sort of process. So yeah, I'll get that done and I'll show you the end result. Guys, that's the end product. As you can see, these little ones are a little bit awkward because you struggle getting the squeegee in there, but just take your time and you'll get it right. Looks good. That's the window back in now. Tighten these. You just got to be so careful putting it back in to not move the tint. Make sure you leave it long enough. What I am going to do, I'm going to get a bit of masking tape and just run it across the lip and just fold it over so it's like sort of protecting the edge, and just leave it 24 hours and then take that off and it'll be fine. You just want to make sure the glue sets, because you'll just, as soon as you put it up and it goes in that gap, it rip the tint down. So you just want to make sure you put masking tape over that edge for the first 24 hours and it'll be fine. So guys, that's the tints done. They look a lot darker in camera. They're not actually that dark, but that's them done. The other side to follow. So guys, that's all for this one. Thank you for watching. If it is helpful to you, make sure to let me know in the comments that it's helpful. If you need any help, drop it down in the comments. If I can help, I help you. Obviously I'm not a professional in this, but if I can help you, I'll make sure to help you. Obviously I hope this video did come in handy. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.